Oh, that beautiful footage is part of a collection of reels that show the 12th Panzer Division in action in the area to the south of Vitebsk from July 9th to the 11th of 1941. We'll see that footage, we'll take a look at the maps which trace their advance, and then discuss the Soviet division that they were fighting against. Finally, we'll see part 2 of the artillery munitions training film that we started in an earlier video. If you haven't seen it, you can find it in our library, and don't forget to subscribe. You won't be disappointed. After the campaign in the West, the 12th Panzer Division was formed from the 2nd Infantry Division, which would be led by Josef Harpe from October 5th of 1940 up until the 15th of January 1942 in Russia. Interestingly enough, Harper had been in the Soviet Union before in 1931, where he was involved in the secret German-Russian tank school that was situated at Kazan. Here, the way is being marked with the unit's insignia. This is the original campaign atlas that was produced by the German High Command during the war. We are looking at the part of the situational map from July 9th of 1941 that shows Army Group Center. To put things into context, the Minsk pocket had just been eliminated, and over the next 3 days the battle for Vitebsk would be fought. Here we see the 12th Panzer Division racing northeast slightly behind the 7th Panzer Division, which is going straight for Vitebsk. Already assaulting the city are the 20th Panzer Division and the 20th Motorized Infantry Division. To the southeast, racing up the Minsk-Moscow highway, is the 29th Motorized Infantry Division. We've already got films up on those divisions, so check them out. The next day, July 10th, lead elements of the 12th Panzer Division raced forwards and collided with the Soviet 17th Tank Division. Due to problems of resupply, there was not enough fuel to advance the entire division, so some of the less important elements had to wait for the transport in the city of Szczecino. Finally, on July 11th, the division is again reunited and has managed to press their attack and cause considerable damage to the 17th Soviet Tank Division and force them to give way. The raw footage we have for the 12th Panzer Division has a total runtime of 32 minutes and 1 second. As you've seen, slowly I'll be filling content to as many of the units as possible for each of the days in the campaign atlas. I'll be working on a project that will offer some kind of navigation to the viewer so that they can search through the material that they are interested in and follow it in chronological order. The campaign atlas will be the frame that holds all the content together in a coherent manner. We'll see how all that comes together. The 12th Panzer Division was engaged with the 17th Soviet Tank Division during this period, which was led by Major General Ilya Alekseyenko. Although it had a relatively powerful tank force at its disposal, the unit underperformed. The Germans thought that this was because 60% of the unit was made up of Ukrainians, which they believed had little loyalty to the Soviet Union. The unit would be surrounded during the Battle of Smolensk a few weeks later and completely destroyed. The flame-throwing tank we see here in this photo is a Soviet OT-130. Here's a photograph of a KV-1 that was captured by the 12th Panzer Division. Next you'll see part 2 of the training film for the handling of artillery munitions. The complete film has a runtime of 16 minutes and 20 seconds. Squib round. Here are examples of gun barrels that were damaged during squib misfirings. In this type of accident, the firing cap and propellant charge do not properly discharge, and the bursting charge doesn't discharge or only partially does. Had the bursting charge fully discharged, the powerful force would have resulted in a barrel burst. Damaged barrels can no longer be used. A shell fired from a damaged barrel cannot properly be held to its correct trajectory. It won't hit the target. Another cause of the squib round, which can lead to a barrel burst, is when the shell falls back into contact with the propellant charge when the barrel is raised. The cause of this kind of accident is usually the careless loading of the shell. The shell must always be inserted with the loader until a clear metallic clang is heard. Then the propellant charge must be firmly placed in its position. Under no circumstances should a shell that has not been correctly loaded be fired. In exceptionally cold environments, the shell and its loading ring must be carefully cleaned of ice, otherwise correct loading will not be possible. It would keep the shell from being inserted completely and allow it to fall back on the propellant charge. This would result in a squib round or even a barrel burst. That's incorrect. After a long break, the gunner cannot be certain that through enemy fire or other means, that the barrel remains completely clear of foreign objects. Snow or rain can also get into the barrel, which can then gather around the loaded shell and freeze in place. This will cause a squib round or even a barrel burst. Leaving a shell in a cannon can cause other problems. During firing, the heat of the discharges causes the barrel to expand. When a shell is loaded into a hot barrel, it advances farther than in a cold barrel. When the cannon is not in use, the barrel cools down and contracts to its original shape, which creates a tremendous amount of pressure on the loading ring and can cause cracks to form in the casing. This results in a squib round. Thanks for watching.